Okay. We are recording. Awesome. Okay, so this is our February team call, and I'm so excited for this one because not only is Nicole going to share just everything that or the main things that she learned and key takeaways from New Leader Conference, which I think you guys, if you follow her, you probably saw some of her stories, and she got to be a super trainer. She got just to experience some of the top leaders. I'm going to make sure everyone's muted too. If you can mute yourself, you guys. Sometimes it doesn't allow me to do it.
Can you mute me, Cal? I don't know where my thing is.
Yeah, I don't know. Yours isn't showing up that I can mute you.
God, and I'm like the one who really needs to be muted. Shoot. Looking.
Oh, here we go. Got you. Awesome. Okay, so before we go into everything that Nicole learned at New Leader Conference, and she'll talk about how you can qualify for that and how it's attainable, you guys. It's really what changed my business when I went in 2017. I just saw the potential. Like, Summit is great. It's huge for many of you that have gone. Summer is also a definite like game changer, but the intimacy that you get and the one-on-one time that you get, where it feels like it's one-on-one time, because it's just a smaller group, smaller training. And that's the beauty of New Leader Conference. So Nicole is going to go all into that. But first, we're going to have Leslie talk because it's late her time, and she might have to pop off earlier. But so Leslie is actually in my downline. It's kind of crazy how this happens, but she is sponsored by her cousin who's not really working the business. And so Leslie emailed me, you guys, probably in the summertime, and she just was like, I just wanted to reach out to you. I believe you're my upline coach, and I'm Leslie. You probably don't know me, but I want to work the business, and I have some questions for you. And so, one, I'm so glad that you took initiative and you did that, because I don't even know if you were in our team page. I don't think you were.
Nope.
Yeah, she wasn't. And so I added her to the team page. I kind of just said, okay, I'm going to treat you as if you are my personally sponsored coach. If you're ready to go and you want to work this business, let's do this. So she actually was a discount coach for a couple of years, you guys. She didn't even know really anything about the business. And she canceled her account, and then re-signed up and said, oh my gosh, I need to do this, not only for myself, but I'm feeling amazing. I had great results, and decided to full on coach. So she officially started coaching in August. So it hasn't really been that long. So I'm going to let her take it away, and she's going to share her tips and her nuggets and just really how she has been rocking it. She hit Success Club 20 last month. As you guys know, that's huge. And she's almost going to be diamond too. So go ahead, girl.
All right. Can you guys hear me okay? Yes? Okay. So like Kelly said, in 2017, my cousin asked me to join her challenge group. I had no idea what Beachbody was. My kids were 3, 5, and 7. I had literally done nothing for myself for 7 years. And she knew I was drowning and I had lost myself in the shuffle. So I told her, yeah, sure. What do I have to lose? So I signed up as her challenger, and in 42 days, I lost 13 pounds. I gained muscles I had no idea existed in my body. I was drinking the shake she told me to drink. And then she said, hey, you can get this for a cheaper price if you sign up as a discount coach. So I said, sure, of course. Like, I'm all about sales. And so I kept drinking it. She asked me. She did either. So we were just kind of leading people, and I was basically co-coaching her challengers. And I signed up my mom and I think my sister-in-law, and I got a check for $79. And I was like, this is amazing. But I had no idea how I got it. I had no idea how I made that money. A couple months later, I got a check for $7. Still no clue where it came from. And to this day, I still don't know where that came from. But I kept participating in her challenge groups. Then I just stopped. I kept working out, but I stopped participating in the challenge groups. I stopped drinking the Shakeology. I figured I got this on my own. And so I just kept working out. And then, like Kelly said, in July, I was like, something's missing. Like, I miss being with other people. I miss the connection in these groups. And I think I can help other people. Like, I think I'm made to do this. So I asked my cousin, who actually no longer coaches, and she is now under me. She moved to that I'm her coach. But anyway, I told her, who can I contact? Because I want to run with this business. What do I do? She gave me Kelly's email. I was like, hey, Kelly, I'm Leslie. I live in Chicago. I feel like I'm on an island by myself. I want to work this business. What do I do? And she said, I'm going to invite you to this Fit and Balance Tribe team page, to the community page. And I just started reading. She invited me, and I started reading announcements. I started reading the files. I started attending the National Wake Up Call every single week. If I can't listen to it on that Monday, I'll listen to it while I'm folding laundry or while I'm sitting in the school pickup line, because there are so many nuggets you can pull every single week to help you grow. Then I also started with a tracker in October. So this is what it looks like. And what it has, I don't know how well you can see it, but I can post it. But what it does is it has like 7 or 8 things on social media that it recommends for you to post each day. It tells you about how many invites to send each day. So if I look at this tracker, it tells me to send about 30 invites a week. I know some people send hundreds a week. Well, I've got 320 people on Instagram, and I've got 700 Facebook friends. So obviously I have a huge market that I need to grow, right? But I got to start where I am. So if I can send out 30 invites a week, maybe someone will respond and maybe they won't. It's a gamble. You never know, right? I can send out 120 and maybe hear back from 10 people. But I'm reading a book right now called Go for No. And so I read today that set your goal for how many no's you want to get that week. So I'm flipping this to, instead of saying I'm just going to invite 30 people, right? I'm going to go for 50 no's this week. And if I get yeses along the way, that's fantastic, but I still got to go for more no's, because if I hit Success Club in the first 4 days, I don't want to let up and be like, okay, I hit Success Club 6, I got 3 people, I'm done for the month, right? I got to push myself to keep going and keep inviting people. And so the way I invite people is sometimes it's just simply people watching my stories on Facebook or Instagram, and I send a quick message. Hey, thanks for watching my story today. I'm sure you can see I'm a health and fitness coach. If you're interested in what I do, let me know. And, like I said, sometimes you hear back, sometimes you don't. What else have I done? Also, since October, I've read 5 personal development books. Before that, seriously, the last book I read was Holly Madison, Down the Rabbit Hole. And that was not going to teach me anything, but it was good entertainment. So one of the books I read that I loved was called There's No Plan B for Your A Game. And in that book, it has you write down your vision, and then you start to block out things in your life that aren't part of that vision, right? There was also a challenge in that book that says, do something out of your comfort zone for 66 days. And I sat there and I thought, oh my gosh, what can I do? And I had thought about earlier about maybe doing a morning motivation. And so after I read that, I was like, that's it. So every single morning since November 18th, between 5:30 and 6:30 in the morning, I record a quick little video. I post it on Instagram and Facebook. It's never longer than a minute, so it doesn't qualify for Instagram stories because those have to be a minute or longer. Sometimes it's 15 seconds, sometimes it's 40 seconds, but I will say a quote that I like. I might find a meme that I think is funny and share it and talk about it. Sometimes it's health and fitness related, and other times it's just about life. And I then will say whatever it might be, and then apply it to my life and maybe give a suggestion of what other people can think about that day. And it's funny because now when I start to ask people to invite them to my group, they'll say, oh, I saw your message the other morning. That was awesome. It spoke to me all day. There was a guy from high school that I had seen was watching my stories, and I sent him an invite that just said, "Hey, I saw you've been watching. Let me know if you're interested in health and fitness." And he, oh, real quick, the morning motivation goes in my Instagram, not the stories. It goes in my feed. Anyway, so this guy said, actually, I watched your message the other day and you had said, what if I was one decision away from a totally different life? And earlier that week, he had been to the doctor and he was told he needed to lose weight. He was starting to have heart problems. And he said, those words have rung in my ear for 4 days. And he said, now, yes, I want to join you because I got to do something about this. So when you can have a win like that, oh my gosh, it was like, I didn't even realize that people were, you see that people are watching it. You can see how many, right? But to know that your words were actually impacting someone was awesome. Another thing that I've done is stayed positive and simply be myself. I have watched so many YouTube videos of people who are super high up in this company, and they do incredible things. And if you can duplicate things that they do, by all means, duplicate it, right? If we're reinventing the wheel, we're going to be spending so much time just spinning and spinning and spinning. But it's important that you continue to be yourself. I used something in, I think, October in my stories that I had borrowed from someone else. And the wording was not something I would ever say. And the way it was worded are just things I wouldn't say. After I posted it, I regretted it because I thought people are going to wonder, who is she? Why is she talking like that? Because I don't. So, I mean, I keep things simple. I'm raw, I'm real, I'm funny. I have to be me and do the crazy things that I do. And I think we all can learn from one another, but along the way, you need to make sure that you stay authentic and stay you. Any other questions?
Leslie, what kind of advice would you give to a coach who feels like they're starting out and they are worried so much about like what their friends and family are thinking, or they're getting feedback from a few people who, I don't know, because you kind of mentioned it in your post, like, yeah, I know I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, but this is why. And so you're probably talking to those people who you feel are kind of giving you that cold shoulder.
Yeah, it's funny because in the book, there's no plan B for your A game. It said some of your relationships might change as you start to do things differently. And I think some of that is true. And I know that before I went all in, my posts were just about my family, or I went to the grocery store. And now it's a lot about fitness and how I help other people. And I just had to realize I am passionate about this, and I want other people to see that I'm passionate about it. And I'm real when it comes to this. Like, there's someone in my group who sleeps with a CPAP machine and she's on blood pressure medication, and she has already seen success in a month. And if I can impact somebody else in that way and be positive, then I've had to just train my mind that I don't care what the negative people say, because people are going to talk about you either way. I mean, people are going to talk about you if you're doing great things or if you're miserable, right? People are going to walk away and say what they want to say. So I have just had to realize, you know what? I know I'm doing something good and I love this, and it's not for everybody, but you know what? I'm doing what works for me. And I'm not afraid anymore, and I'm not afraid to talk about it anymore. And I think it's just kind of confidence that has grown within me over the last 5 months to realize, like, I can do this. And the only person holding me back is me.
Yeah, I've seen a shift too, and just your words and your posts. And I think what Lisa asked was, and this is a really good question, because a lot of us could get this is, oh my gosh, you're really inspiring, or people are inspired by you, but then they still don't take action. So what do you think has helped you for them to like make that switch to be inspired, but then take action?
I think sometimes people see what you're doing and they think it's so much harder than what it really is. I actually had someone today, she had signed up to be in a free group last month, and she never showed up. So I reached out to her today and I said, hey, I just wondered what happened last month, because you signed up, but I didn't know if you ever tried the workouts or whatever. And she said, I saw the meal plan that was posted and it scared me away right away. And I didn't even start. And so I told her, okay, wait a minute. I said, well, let's talk about this. I said, I keep it simple. I said, the things I cook are simple. And, I said, you need to realize you can do this. And those meal plans are fantastic and they're awesome, but use as much of it or as little of it as you want. Like, I think you sometimes have to just peel it back and, and some people, yeah, they say you're inspiring and they haven't signed up for 4 months and they still say, I watch you every day, you're so great. And they're not signing up. But I think if you can get a real genuine conversation started in beyond just the, hey, do you want to do this with me? And just have a real conversation, because the person is most likely a friend, or they're going to become a friend. So you need to just be real and authentic and talk to them and see if you can get them. And like in January, I got 5 new coaches. I had never asked, besides my husband, my mom, and my sister, to be a coach before. But I realized I have customers that are consistently drinking Shakeology. So why am I not asking them to save money? Because that's what I did. And every single one of them said, yes, I love this shake. And if I can save money, that's fantastic. So I had to get through my own head and just start asking and not being so afraid, and kind of taking the bull by the horns and say, if you want to do this, let's do it.
I love it. Incredible.
Thanks, Leslie.
Yeah,
Sure,
thank you so much. I agree with, hearing it from you is awesome. It's like, I feel like you totally get it, and I see huge things for you in your business, that's for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. So thanks. I'm going to introduce Stacy. So Stacy is a coach of mine who's going to talk next. I went back and looked at our email exchange. So she reached out to me and said, hey, I already have Beachbody on demand. I'd like to join one of your groups. I think it was for Morning Meltdown. And I said, sure, and I told her about the completion pack, and she said, okay, no, I can't, I'm not going to buy the completion pack. And she's like, I don't know if I should be in your group then. And I said, no, just join. It's fine. Like, just do a different workout. So she joined, and she did not buy anything from me. Just wanted to preface that, because I know a lot of times we're like, man, like these challengers, like they just want to switch to me and they're not going to, buy anything. So I was like, join the group, join the community. So she started showing up in my challenge groups, and it was immediately one of those challengers that you're like, oh my gosh, she would be a great coach. She's like posting, she's like inspiring, and she's, actually post pictures, because a lot of people don't even share their workout, let alone share a picture. And so she actually joined the first coach apprenticeship we did. And I checked in with her midway through the group, which you always should do if you have people in the apprenticeship right now. Highly recommend checking in with them. And I just was looking back at the email, and like literally she said, with my kiddos' sports schedule, my own fitness schedule, homeschooling, household responsibilities, my own part-time job, trying to squeeze in time with my husband, coaching would not be a priority. So it's not for me right now. And I said, you know what, that's totally fine. Like, I'll check in with you later and we'll see if it's something for you, but can't wait to have you continue in the accountability groups. The reason I tell you this is because Stacy came around and was like, okay, I'm going to give this a try. I'm not saying that she just instantly signed up. It did take me reassuring her, which is part of, like I've always said, we're never trying to convince anyone to do anything. Like, I'm not selling anyone on coaching or even on a challenge pack. I'm encouraging. And sometimes it takes giving people a little bit of belief that they can do it. And so I did have conversations with her, giving her that belief. And she finally was like, I'm going in. And then all of a sudden she signed up as a coach in November, and I checked the back office, and it's like within, I don't know, a week, she had like already hit Success Club. It was like she has just been on fire since she started. So the reason she's on the call is because that is not always the normal trajectory of a coach. And we want to hear like, what's going on with Stacy? How come she's so awesome? And share her tips with us. Okay. So she hit Success Club 8 her first month. Then what was it the next month? 12, and then 18 this last month. So she locked in Success Starter. She's going to be in a coach test group. She's going to get her free ticket to Summit, and she's on fire. So, and she's going for Diamond now, and I know she's going to get there. And I'm long introduction, but Stacy, go ahead.
Cool, thanks. Well, I wrote notes down because I ramble, but you just covered like the first 2 pages for me. So that's fine. That's good. No, so yeah, so I had Beachbody on demand, and I had it for like a year, and I just would like come and do the workouts, and then I would like get distracted and I would stop, or I would get bored, or it wasn't consistent for me. But I had signed up to do a 10K, and I am a new runner. So that's kind of how I found Nicole, was through Pinterest. I found her running blog, and I had saw that she was using, Beachbody and running. So I was like, oh, well, I have Beachbody on demand. I should check this out. So that was really what brought me into this to begin with. And the thing that was so awesome was I finished a program, which I had never done before. And I finished a program because I had a challenge group that I was in, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like, this is amazing. I can't believe I finished a program. And then I did my 10K, and I finished 4th in my age group, and it was my first ever run that I had ever like signed up and done. So I was like, oh my gosh, like this is amazing. I'm like getting in really good shape. This is cool. So after a lot of hesitation and a lot of thinking that I just absolutely did not have time to do this, I just was like, and a lot of fear actually, because I didn't have a social media following. Everything was private on my Facebook. Everything was private on my Instagram. And I was like, I don't want to put myself out there. I don't want to do this. Fear of judgment, all of those things. And then I actually watched, Kelly, I watched a video that you did on getting like past all of that. And it hit home for me. And I was like, okay, I can do this. So I decided to try, and I stopped worrying about, I stopped letting other people's perceptions and opinions of me stop me from getting what I wanted. I have never been so successful in my fitness before. And I know it's because of the challenge groups. And I knew it was because I had accountability, and that was the thing that changed so much for me. So I had this like overwhelming feeling of like, I figured it out. I want to share this with people. I want everyone to know, because this is working so well for me. So when I started coaching, I just started sharing. I just started telling people about it, like in normal conversation, because that's what I was doing. I told the people closest to me, my mom, my sister, my close friends. And then I started I did my like coming out post on Instagram, and I was overwhelmed with how many people actually cared and responded to me. And that's just kind of where it started. And I feel like, I try really hard to just be authentic, and just because I didn't want to come off as salesy. I had done network marketing like way back before, and it left a really bad taste in my mouth, and I was just really hesitant to do anything like that again. But this time, I felt so passionate about what I was doing, and it was working. And it's so simple. It's so easy. It's all laid out for you. So I just started sharing what I was doing, what I was eating, the workouts, what was working. I was vulnerable. I shared my before and afters, transformation photos. And it's scary at first. I was really hesitant to do it, but it's just, I think the more authentic you are, the more genuine you are, and the more you are yourself, people start to gravitate towards you. You find your niche. And that's really what I'm focusing on right now is, who am I? Like, what do I have to offer? Who is Stacy? And I'm starting to attract those people. I got my first couple sales from total strangers that I didn't know, which was a huge deal for me. And I think it's just because I really focus on, you know, who I am and who's attracted to me, and making sure that I'm not trying to be like Nicole, or that I'm not trying to be like, you know, Kelly, or like any of the other, you know, mentors that I have. I'm watching you guys all the time, and I'm seeing what's, you know, what you guys are doing and how successful you are. And I think that it's important to, you know, take a look at what other people are doing and pull little bits and pieces. And you guys, there's so many great tools on the Google Drive. Like I spent, I don't know, I tried to spend at least 15 or 20 minutes a day going through all those documents and reading the scripts and, you know, kind of training myself and pulling where I could. But I think the biggest thing is just, you know, finding what works for you and being yourself, and not trying to replicate what other people are doing, because then it feels salesy, then it feels fake. It doesn't feel natural. And I think people can sense that. But yeah, so I'm just kind of pinching myself. I still can't believe, you know, how quickly this has happened for me. So it's been really awesome, and I just love it. I'm having a great time. And I did get my ticket to Summit, by the way, Nicole. I did sign up.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad.
Yeah.
Thank you. Did anyone have any questions for Stacy? I think you mentioned that she is vegan, and she shares that, and that's where she's connecting with people, is through that. And that's why it's just so important to have the niche and have someone that you're talking to. Exactly.
Homeschool, vegan.
Yeah.
Your husband.
Yes, exactly. So I just want to say, because as she was talking, I was thinking, like, you might be thinking like, oh my gosh, Nicole got this awesome coach, Stacy. Like, she's so lucky that Stacy came, you know, to her. And I was like, as she was talking, I was like, oh my gosh, like I waited so long to get coaches who want to work the business and are excited about it. And it's not a coincidence that she's here. And that's kind of the message that I'm going to share with you for the New Leader Conference in general is, but first I want to take you back to going to New Leader Conference, because it was amazing and you guys all need to be there. Basically, I just want to paint the picture of your first experience, because when you first arrive at New Leader Conference, they put you immediately on a bus and they take you to corporate headquarters. And going to headquarters was incredible because everyone who works there loves their job. And it wasn't like, I thought maybe Autumn was going to be walking around like with her shake or something, but she was not. But it was just like really refreshing to see that our company's culture is just as strong as the messages they put out there about helping people and about making it a better world and like changing people's lives. And that's what they're like. I guess they even had the building designed to look a certain way and to be a certain vibe. You like walk in and there's just this huge, there's like inspirational quotes on the wall, and there's like a wall of all the Shakeology ingredients. And everyone, like the woman who gave us our tour had been working at Beachbody for 7 years, and she was just so amped. She's like, I love it so much. And it was just like, you could just feel that it was like a great place to work. Like the girl that I had met on the bus, who, by the way, everyone was just so friendly. Like all the women in our group, there wasn't like this competitive nature. Like all the other coaches, like we're all coaches. We technically are competing against each other if you think about it. They were all so sweet and so nice and like so like friendly and just happy. It just made me so happy because I came from a corporate background. I used to be an accountant, and that was not my reality in accounting in the cubicles. Like I was lucky if anyone even said hi to me when I walked into my desk in the morning. Like people were just in the zone, earbuds in, like doing their spreadsheets. And so to like walk into a corporate environment and to walk into this community of women who were, so much like our team and just, but also diverse, because our team is, we're more similar because we all attract each other, but it was cool to see the diversity in the coaches as well. And it was just awesome to see it. And then that night we got to go to our opening cocktail party. And again, I met up with the girl that I met on the bus. We became friends. We'd had drinks at lunch. And then we went to this cocktail party where it was all, all paid for. The hotel and everything was paid for. And just this intimate kind of event. I think there was like only 200 people there. and Joel was there, and Elise was there, and even like Joel, I was standing in the background of Joel's photos because he's so nice. He's like taking all these pictures with everyone, and he like turned around to me. He's like, "You're photobombing my pictures. Do you want to just get in one?" And I was like, "Oh my God, he likes me. Why would he say that?" I was like, you just like feel so special at these things. And then like Carl was there. We went over and talked to him, and it was just like surreal. And just being there, the energy is amazing, and it was awesome. And so we also had great conferences where like 3 top coaches, Melanie Mitros, Sammy Glonick, and I should know this other girl's name, were there. And they're all top 15 coaches. And they
Kelsey,
spoke to us.
right?
Kelsey Hill, yeah. Like 3 different times, and we heard from corporate, and just the learning was amazing. And it was really nice because it's it's specific learning to the level you're at, which at Summit, there is a really cool thing now where at Summit, we have these general sessions, which you'll love, but then like you go into these afternoon sessions, and in the afternoon sessions, you get broken out into groups now. It didn't used to be like that. So when you guys are Diamond, those who are going for it, I highly encourage you to get to Diamond before Summit so that you can be in a more specific training for you at the level you're at. And that's what's cool about New Leader Conference. It's only for people who have achieved 1-star Diamond within the last 12 months and held it for 6 weeks. So everyone's kind of at the same level. Like there's some, like I'm Premier Coach, and my accountability partner is an elite coach. And so there's like people who are more than 1 star, but some people are like brand new 1 stars. And just in general, we're all new leaders. We've all gotten to this level together. And so it's kind of like you become this like in sorority recruiting, like this rush group, and you're all together, and it's just a really cool event. Like make it your mission to get there. If you have any questions about the logistics, feel free to drop them. And if I have time at the end, I will definitely answer them. But it is in Los Angeles. I don't know if I mentioned that. So I got to drive up, which was nice, but a lot of people flew in, and it was just awesome. And we still have like a Facebook page where we're going to have continued trainings and all of this stuff. But just in general, I know many of us, we focus so much on Diamond being this like huge accomplishment. And I want to like tell you that Diamond is a stepping stone to more. Once you get to 1 star and 2 star, corporate starts, putting you in these leadership trainings, and it just it's like a whole new level for your business. And in general, 1 star is achievable on your own. I got to 1 star with my husband's account. So
Is she go mute for anyone else?
No. I'm like, no. Am I muted?
No, we can hear you.
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear Nicole? Maybe it's me.
It's you.
You're Kelly. Anyways, you can get to New Leader Conference on your own. Although I guess the point is to be a leader. So it'd be nice if you had a Diamond of your own. But I think what was a shift for me is I was like I had set this goal of New Leader Conference as the bare minimum for my business last year. Last year at the beginning in January, I was like, my goal is elite coach. Backup plan is Premier Coach, and like the final straw, I was like, there's no way I'm not going to be that New Leader. I made it a freaking mission, and I took it into my own hands when I was like, didn't know if I would get there. I was like, I will get my husband's account to Diamond, and once I put the deadline on there that I had to get it done, I got it done. I stopped dragging my feet, and I got my husband to Diamond so that I could get to this New Leader Conference. And then Tracy advanced to Diamond, so we were a 2-star team, which was awesome. But I want to kind of first, gotten on a tangent here, but I want to give you a little bit of background on me if you're brand new to our team or you just don't know who I am. I want to let you know that I was a brand new coach at one time, and exactly in your shoes as a coach status coach. And I did not see the big picture at all. So I started definitely as a hobby coach. I was not a discount coach. I didn't even drink Shakeology when I started. I just loved the programs, and I wanted to share them with other people. And I did order Shakeology my first month, but I did not even sign up with it for some crazy reason. But I started off like kind of having momentum with selling challenge packs because I had a blog that Stacy mentioned that I started many years ago. And so I had like 700 followers on Instagram. So it wasn't like like I was a crazy influencer or anything, but I had this trust that I had built with people. And so honestly, that was great for me for Success Club points and for being consistent in my business. I've hit Success Club every month since I started 40 something months ago. And part of that is because I've made it a non-negotiable. I will like never miss Success Club. And now I will never miss Success Club 10. And that's something, if you want to build a business, that has to be a goal of yours. At the same time, that really hurt me in terms of leadership training building, because I thought that it would come as easy to build a team. And the truth was, I was scared of putting myself out there to build a team. I would do maybe a couple of invites to coaching a month. I would maybe do one social media post about coaching, if that, a month. My first coach, who I started in May, I had my first coach, like working coach, sign up in August, and she quit within a few days of signing up. I didn't like have this like fast start with building a team. It actually took me quite a while, because I now have realized, after doing all the personal development and the mindset work and a lot of leadership trainings that I've put myself through, I realized that I was not fully invested in coaching. And I was always giving myself timelines to quit, to be honest. I would be like, oh, if I'm not making this much money by this time, I'm going to quit. If I'm not doing this, even though I was doing great, I was enjoying the community, I was making friends, I was keeping myself accountable, I was in the best shape ever, I was having fun. But like, for some reason in my mind, I just couldn't get there 100%. And I had one foot in, and maybe I had 1.5 feet in and like half a foot out. And that half a foot out like made a difference in my success in the business. If you're not going all in, people can sense it. And I was all in with the workouts. I was just not all in with coaching as an opportunity to share with others. I think I understood why it worked for me, but I just didn't know, I didn't believe that anyone could be good at it. And that has completely changed now. I truly now believe that anyone can be good at this, and that it can benefit everyone. I want to shoot it from the rooftops. And every time someone says no to me, I'm like, why? What are you doing? It's your loss. Like, this is amazing. So it might take you a little bit of time to get there. And if you're not, like, you're back where I was, I just want to encourage you that you can get there, and you need to focus on getting there, because you're not going to take off until you do. So Summit is a great place to start, getting in-person events to see, but at the same time, personal development is something you just have to invest in. And for me, I realized I need to listen to personal development. I cannot read books, because I love reading books. I read novels to go to bed at night, but I cannot read a personal development book at night. And I can't seem to put in the time anytime else. So I listen to audiobooks now. I've already listened to like 2 this year. And I listen to podcasts every single day. I listen to podcasts in the car, when I'm running, I listen to National Wake Up Call every week. I listen to all of Melanie Mitro's podcasts. I pretty much listen all the time. Like, I probably at least 30 minutes of personal development a day. And I'm listening to people who are successful, and I'm just getting it pounded in my head over and over again. This is what it takes to be successful. You're on the right path. Setbacks are going to happen, and you're just going to keep going. And that is exactly what I heard at the New Leader Conference from these leaders, the exact same things. And it's actually really ironic, because right before I got on this call, a new coach that I signed up in January, I had a slow January for coaches. And I realized in terms of signing up working coaches, and I realized that's because I was not building my pipeline back when I was pushing for Premier in like November, December. I was just doing tons of follow-ups with existing relationships. I wasn't building new relationships. And that kind of bit me in January. So I signed up one working coach, and I've had a couple coaches come around to like, anyways, she just told me she's quitting on the like just now before this call. And that's upsetting. Of course, you're like, man, like, I really wanted to work with her and she would be great. And I know that she could do this, but she doesn't believe it herself. And I'm not going to convince anyone that they're going to think that this is for them. I'm not. That is one of the biggest mistakes I made early on in my business, was literally dragging people with me who did not want to be in this business. They did not see it. They didn't want to put in the work. They didn't understand it. And I didn't understand how to lead them either. And I would just be like, come on, come do this with me. It's okay. We're spending all this time on them. And what my message to you is, I want you to know that you just need to keep talking to people, keep building relationships, keep going, and know that setbacks are going to happen. Discount coaches are going to quit. Regular coaches are going to quit. The top coach who spoke said that on the night that she walked across stage at Summit as a 1-star, she came back to her room and her diamond had quit. The one diamond that she got to 1-star had quit. And then she was on the stage at New Leader Conference, and I had dinner with her on the final night, and she had 8 girls there, and 6 of her direct coaches who were there, and 2 in her downline who were under her elite coaches. And if she had gone across that stage at Summit and, I mean, gone home and been like, oh my God, my one diamond quit, what am I gonna do? I might as well just pack up my bags and go home. She wouldn't be on the stage of the New Leader Conference with her 8 people. Like, you just have to focus on the people who want it and the people who deserve your time and attention. And if you don't even have a team yet, this is going to be like, okay, I'm not there yet. But I want to tell you this now because I don't want you to make some of the same mistakes that a lot of us have. And I know it's hard because when you do get to someone who's like, okay, I want this, but if they're not showing you that they want it, you cannot be spending your energy or your time on them. You can give them the resources and the tools and your support, but just don't waste a lot of time. And I got the same message from Melanie Mitro, who also spoke, who's been a 4-time top coach in the network. It was kind of just generally spoken about a lot, is like, you got to do you. And when you got to lead from the front as a leader. So in general, they say that like your team is going to at most do like 50% of what you do. So if you're barely able to hit Success Club yourself, your team is not going to hit Success Club. They're not going to see you doing, you know what I mean? They're not going to see that. So if you want to be a leader and you want to grow, you got to master how to hit Success Club first. And then just start sharing that with other people. But if you're not doing it, your team's not going to do it. So that's like first and foremost, something that you need to be doing is hitting Success Club. And even the top coaches said that they're using the business activity tracker. And one coach even said, if you're not tracking your business, you don't have a business. So if you're not using the business activity tracker, if you're not looking in the back office, and you're not looking at like what's working on my social media, then you don't have a business, you have a hobby, which is totally fine for those of you who are here and just you want this to be a hobby. This isn't something you want to build into a business. But another thing I learned at New Leader Conference, and that, well, I didn't just learn it there, but I've learned about this business in general, is it has the opportunity to literally change your life. And at this point now, I am making a full-time income. I have to add the income disclaimer about your work, hard work, diligence, and skill. And I know that it's going to just go up from here. And that is a game changer for me because my husband got laid off when I was 7 months pregnant with twins. And it was awful, because we didn't know where our money was going to come from. And luckily he did get a decent severance. And in retrospect, it was really nice for him to be home with me when I had newborn twins. But this business has been able to finance the fact that now he's able to have his own marketing firm. He works from home, I work from home, and we have this flexibility to live a life that we love. Like yesterday, Kelly and I went and met up and we had coffee and lunch together and worked. And then I went for a run on the beach and I was like, I have a nanny that comes on Mondays now because I've gotten to the point where I need that, or I want that for my business. There's no shame in that. Like, if you need help, ask for it, get it. If you can afford it, do it. Because you have a business. If you're treating this like a business, you're gonna need help. And maybe that's just getting a house cleaner, or maybe that's getting a nanny on the side, or maybe that's I also go to the gym, and instead of working out at the gym, I put my kids in the childcare and then I go work. And that's one of the things that's really shifted for me from that beginning when I was a hobby. In a hobby, you do something in your spare time, right? But a business, you do no matter what. You show up no matter what, and you have business hours. And so, yeah, at the YMCA when I'm there and my friends come up to me, because I have a lot of friends who go there too, and they want to chat, I do chat with them for a minute, but I'm there to work. Like in the old Nicole, the hobby coach, I would, make play dates over my gym time, my work times. I would make lunch dates like down where I'd have to drive 30 minutes. I would, watch shows that don't even matter to me at night. I used to be training for full marathons, and now I have to reconsider, is a full marathon something that I really want to be doing right now to sacrifice my business? And so I'm willing to make those sacrifices right now because I see a huge vision for my business, and I want to be making multiple six figures with this business and change my family's life, financial and more time freedom than we have now. And I'm sharing that with you because people sharing that vision with me is what inspired me to keep going and to keep pushing and to get to the point that I am now and that I know that I can get if I just don't give up. And the morning of New Leader Conference, I remember I pulled out my bar blend, like one of those cards, and it said, I am persistent. And I thought, oh my God, this is like so crazy, because that is why I'm going to this conference, because I'm freaking persistent. And part of me went there and I was like, I've been a coach 3.5 years and here I am at New Leader Conference. And I felt kind of ashamed that it had taken me 3.5 years to get here. And I thought, I should be here sooner. I should have been here 2 years ago. And then I thought, no, Nicole, everyone has their own path. Everyone has their own journey. Everyone figures things out at different times. And 3 years ago, I wasn't ready to be here yet. And now I am, and now I'm here and I'm ready to keep going. So it's your timeline and it's your goals. You just don't give up. Just keep going and just keep figuring it out, and be a business owner and think, what do I need to work on? Not what does Nicole need to work on, or Kelly need to work on, or any of these people, or Stacy need to work on. It's like, what do you need to work on right now? What do you need to focus on? And if you don't know, maybe ask your upline to kind of help you hone in on that. But just know that I didn't learn it all in one day. I remember in the beginning of my business, like I said, I was just trying to figure out how to make my challenge groups fun, how to freaking use the new My Challenge Tracker app when it came out. And then it led to, how do I talk about the coaching opportunity? Then how do I recruit? And I dug in. I've listened to so many trainings on how to recruit, how to talk about coaching, how to tell your story, all of it. Then I moved on to how to be a leader. And this last year, I dug into leadership training. I paid for leadership training. I read as many leadership books as I could. I listened to personal development on leadership, and my team has exploded. And I have these women on my team now who I never could have dreamed of. I remember sitting back and being like, how am I going to find like my tribe? I just seems so easy for Kelly. I don't know how she does it. And then it's happening, and it's not by accident. It's because I've been intentional and I've been persistent, and I don't freaking give up. I set my goals and I go for them. And I want that for you guys too. And I want all of you guys who want to be there to be at the New Leader Conference and to meet the super trainers or whoever's going to be there, and to experience it and to get that fire in your belly and know that this business is awesome. We get to help people. We get to work from anywhere. We get to keep ourselves accountable, and it's awesome. Let me look at my notes because I kind of just stopped looking at them. So a couple more things about the mindset shift. And I just listened, if you're in the Diamond Push group with Diesel Nation right now, I was actually listening to Christina Delgado's call to like kind of fire me up for this call. Like I said, I listen to personal development all the time. So I had to put makeup on for this call because I'm potty training my twins today. And I'm literally was a hot mess all day because it was exhausting. But it's part of it is just like being in control of your mindset, right? Like I just told you, that coach told me she was quitting. I'm drinking wine because I've had a long day of freaking like cleaning up pee, to be honest, and poop. And I was like, okay, I got to get hyped up for this call. So I poured myself more wine. I turned on Christina Delgado, put my makeup on, and was like, I'm coming at you for this call. So part of it is just like being in control of your mindset and knowing that like you're going to have down moments and you're going to have setbacks, and you just got to turn it around. You just got to like think, what can I do better? How can I shift my mindset? And sometimes I just have to say out loud to myself, like, this is totally corny stuff that I would never have done 10 years ago. Old Nicole, who's skeptical and like was screaming at people in traffic, is not like Zen Nicole now, who's like, it's okay. I'm just going to repeat affirmations to myself. And that's something that you just learn with time. You just become a happier, more positive person. And I also think it helps that you're on a team where everyone's happy. Like I said, in accounting, everyone was depressed. It was horrible. And so being around you guys makes me happier too. But what I want to say is shift your mindset that diamond is not hard. No more saying diamond is hard. You all can be diamond. It's literally 8 coaches, plus 2 of them are emerald. So if you can't find 2 coaches that are working to get to emerald, which you should be able to, because we have these awesome Emerald calls that explain the importance of being to Emerald, even if it's just signing up your husband and your mom to get to Emerald. If you can't do that, you can get your husband and your mom to, or your dad or whoever it is, to Emerald, and make yourself Diamond. You can do it. You don't even need a single working coach. And Diamond is not an end goal, it is the beginning. So don't make it hard and just do it. Do it before Summit, because you will regret it if you're at Summit and you're not. And with that being said, I actually loved hearing Stacy speak, because she's someone who just started doing things on her own. She doesn't wait for me. She doesn't wait for my permission or my instructions. She just goes out and does it. And that's what you need to do if you want to be a leader, is you just need to go. I don't wait for Kelly to tell me what to do. I've actually rarely even asked her, like I ask her for advice and we're more like, we bounce ideas, but I'm never like, Kelly, when should I host my next challenge group? I've never been in one of Kelly's challenge groups ever, by the way, not even once. I don't even know how she runs her challenge groups. I just go and I do things. So go do it, like figure it out. And just remember that no matter what you're scared of, I know I was scared to bring on my first new coach because I was like, I don't even know what I'm going to say to this person, but just have trust that you will figure it out. You can figure anything out. You just have to go. Just start taking initiative, start taking action, and know that you're going to learn as you go. One fun statistic from the New Leader Conference they said is that if you hit consistent Success Club earners make 17 times more than those who don't. And they also said that there was some crazy statistic about people that use the business activity tracker in their success too. So I highly recommend using that, because I've started using that like around Summit last year, and it really has helped me a ton. Anyways, I feel like I could just word vomit a million things on you, so I'm gonna slow down. But the last thing, my main takeaway, honestly, from the New Leader Conference, because like I said, I've done a lot of training on leaderships. There wasn't like a ton, for me, there wasn't a ton of like mind-blowing things, but my main thing that I'm gonna change is that I've realized that my challenge groups are starting to be a little stale, where like someone said, if you're not excited to check in your challenge group, then you need to switch it up. So I've decided that I'm gonna try committing to time nutrition. So just anything, try committing to something new. Like if you're kind of feeling like, I'm just like not that excited right now, try committing to something new, something that's exciting for you, and like go through it and be a beginner. So I'm gonna commit to the time nutrition, and I'm gonna buy the ultimate, what is it called? The subscription, the monthly subscription. And listen to Autumn's trainings and get to, dive deeper into my nutrition so that I can help my customers more. And I'm going to lead like a very private, special challenge group just for people who are super wanting to get on nutrition with me. And we're going to like I'm going to have them log a picture of their food tracking every day. And we're going to do weekly like measurements and weigh in, like not public, but like share those, and just give the people who come to me that really do want that one-on-one or like closer attention for weight loss, and give them that support, because I attract a lot of athletes, like runners, and so they're not always wanting to lose weight. So my groups are very like fitness focused, but I've realized that I'm not giving those people who do come to me for weight loss, because I have a lot that come to me for weight loss, but I'm not giving them that support. And so for me, that was like a big thing that I was like, I need to shift. I need to get excited about my nutrition, even though I don't have a lot or I need weight to lose, but I want to see if this time nutrition will help me with my running. And it's also just going to dive me into the details, like be a beginner, be a newbie, and be sharing that. And that's going to make my social media better, sharing the journey. And it's going to make my challenge group way better, because I'm going to be in the trenches with them and be like, I'm doing this with you. So if you feel like you're not feeling like excited about getting into your group, you don't know, like, challenge you to commit to something new in terms of a workout program or some kind of nutrition, even if it's just the 3-day refresh, or I know some people were going to do, which is a bigger commitment, that like ultimate reset cleanse. But just even the top coaches are thinking about how to make their challenge groups better. So just if your challenge group has been the same for a long time, think about how you can switch it up. All right. The last question I have for you is, if you continue doing what you're doing today, is your business going to get you the place that you want to go? And I had to ask myself that too, like last January, when I decided that I wanted to be an elite coach last year. And like I said, I did not meet that goal, but I thought, what do I need to change about the way I treat my business that will make me an elite coach? And I even put on my calendar January, whatever the first Monday was, like January 5th, that I would start my job as an elite coach. So start thinking of yourself as like whatever you want it to be. Maybe it's an elite coach too. Even if it's not, you don't think it's realistic for you to be an elite coach this year, start treating your business like you are one. Treat your business like the thing you want to be, and you will be there eventually. You just have to be consistent and keep learning. So last thing I just want to say is that anyone can be there next year. You got to get there. And I believe in all of you guys. So Catherine had said, how did you do 1-star with your husband's account? So in order to be a 1-star diamond, you need 5 coaches on each leg compared to 4 for diamond, and then you need 1 diamond. So I just got my husband to diamond by adding coaches under him. I added several working coaches under him, one of which went to emerald, and then I had 2 emeralds on the other leg eventually. I actually got my mom to emerald under him. So you can have 3 controlled accounts total. So you and 2 others max. You can't have more than that. So you can't add like your mom, your dad, your uncle, your, you know, all these like 40 people just under like the same credit card. You only can have 3. So that's basically how I did it. It's just me times 2.
Yeah, and you always want to make sure that you're yourself diamond, because sometimes I have new coaches or just coaches in general saying, all right, so should I start building my husband's account? And I'm like, why? You need to build your own account. And you also need to make sure that you're placing your builders in your own account, because I can tell you from experience, you guys, I don't want to put my rockstar coaches underneath Nick and always worrying about, all right, is Nick maintaining diamond? Yes, it's a nice second avenue or avenue of revenue, but I'd rather focus on my own and get those builders in my own account where they're wanting to work the business, right? So I don't have to, I'm producing that income through my own volume and then their volume. So diamond, you got to look at diamond as a stepping stone, like Nicole said, and anyone can get there. And I know it can feel daunting, especially if you're like, I have 3 coaches right now, or maybe I have 5, or maybe I've hit diamond and I've fallen, but it's a mindset type thing. It really is. If that is your goal, you need to talk about coaching more. You need to be sprinkling it more. And I always do the jab, 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 right hook type of thing, where if I look at my stories and I'm like, whoa, I've been doing a lot of like, not like push to group. Like obviously I'm trying to hit Success Club, but I realized, okay, you know what? Maybe I need to take it a step back. And I look at my, like how many people are watching my stories too. And if it's starting to go down, I kind of change it back up to doing fun polls and fun stuff to like help me with my remodel right now. And you know what? The people that, so many people take, love giving their opinion on like baby stuff, kid stuff, but then also like style, if you're into fashion, clothing, whatever that is. And I will swipe up and see who took that poll, and I will start conversations with all those people. And it has nothing to do with them saying, I want to join your group, but I will eventually get to that point, whether it's right then that day, or, wait a couple days and say, hey, have you ever considered joining one of my groups? That's how you guys start bringing more people into your funnel, is by not just talking about Beachbody and not showing that you're just people don't want to feel like they're sold to. But I can tell you there are so many different ways to build this business too. Like Leslie said earlier, you have to put your blinders on, because sometimes it's nice to look at what other coaches are doing. And I have to do this for myself too, where I just have to be like, I need to be Kelly. Like, why am I, I'll have that like posting block. And I'm like, well, it's because I've just looked at like 6 or 7 different coaches, whether it's on our team or other people. And I feel like I'm just like analysis paralysis, because it happens to all of us. And I know that's probably why. It's because I'm like, oh, that was a really good point. Oh, maybe I need to start talking about coaching more. Oh, she just did a challenge group post. I need to do that too. Where no, if you follow our marketing calendar and you have it in place of what you should be talking about, then you shouldn't feel that way. But I'm having to reel it back in at times too. Even when I had a really great January, I'm having a slower start to February. And Nicole and I on our run today were saying the same thing, like, oh my gosh, we're in the trenches too. We're not on a pedestal. So don't put don't put us on a pedestal just because Nicole hit Premier and she went to New Leader Conference. I hit Elite, or, you know, wherever I am, it's no, we're in the trenches just like you. And I'm always wanting to learn. Like, I love listening to Stacy and learning what she did as a new coach. I loved hearing from you too, Leslie, where it's like, yeah, you know what? Like, you need to push your fears aside and build that confidence in that mindset for yourself, not just for my business, but for me as a mom and a wife and a friend. And, you know, like, that's what I love about this business is it's not just like benefiting you and our business, but it's benefiting you in all these different avenues. So, listening to podcasts, like Nicole said, I saw a big shift in Nicole. And I just want to say this because I remember Nicole saying, Kelly, what is going on? Like, how are you getting coaches? And I know you guys have all probably thought that at some point, like, I can't get people to buy or continue Shakeology, or how do I get people to even convert to discount coaches? And Nicole asked me that. I remember specifically her saying, how are you getting these new coaches added to our team? I can't seem to do that. And I said, Nicole, you're not talking about it. I said, let me evaluate your social media. And I'm like, you don't have full belief in this business. I'm like, you have full belief in the fitness side and you love the community and you love like what it's done for you physically. I'm like, but for some reason, do you have doubts about what you can do with this business? And she said, you know what? I think you're right. I think that I'm scared to bring in new people. I don't really know what it can do for me yet. So she wasn't talking about it. And then she just made a shift within the last 2 years, really went gung-ho last year and did like a lot of leadership training and filled her mind with like, she has the capability. And I think when you do that, all of a sudden it becomes easier. Things just become easier to get people to commit to being on your team, whether it's for the discount, the hobby, or the business, but you have to love it yourself too.
Yeah, I totally agree. I started talking about coaching way more. I did a call, I don't remember how long ago, but if you go back to the team calls, it was probably like in October where I talked about what shifted for me, if you want to go back and listen to me talk more, apparently. I feel like I covered a lot of it.
I think that's the beauty of what our team is, though, is we are a combination of so many different levels where we have a lot of newer coaches, and then we have people that are full on just hobbying and just love the community. And no matter if you're on this call, because maybe you're just, love the community, you want to learn a little bit more, that's awesome too. So the reason why Nicole, myself, and we have these, she was really talking about like anyone can be there. If that's not a goal, that's okay too. I think that it's just, you have to figure out what aligns with your goals and what you want out of it. And, like, we're just here to help you along the way in the steps. And if you feel lost in our Google Drive, or you don't know where to put things or this or that, text us, message one of us, like, we can help you through that. And then once you get more comfortable with it, then you actually have more, like, what is it? Like, you just, action breeds confidence. Once you feel like you can do it, you start doing it again. And it's that ripple effect, you guys. That's why it's like with Success Club, it's the same thing. Like, it's a non-negotiable for me, even if I am having a really slow month. I know I'm going to get there. I just need to hone down and be like, all right, got to get my invites out. I need to go back to the basics. Maybe I got away from the basics. I need to get back to that. We had a great call. I'm so glad that you guys all got on. Does anyone else, because I just realized it's 9:05. Does anyone else want to ask anything while you have all this on here?
Yeah, Lisa, you can do it. Lisa said she's going for Diamond now.
Yes.
I just put it out there for you. It's awesome.
All right, guys.
I feel like if you guys are showing up every day doing the activities, you might as well grow a team, and get the benefits, especially since when you get to Diamond, it opens up the compensation plan for you more. And 2-star, you get a second business center, which has, for me, I don't know, I can't say it's 50%. It has doubled yet, but I feel like it's on the way to doubling. So might as well do it. If you're already showing up and putting in the work, might as well add coaches. And I loved when Leslie said that, I had that same shift. I was like, why am I so insecure about asking people? Like I said, I think it's partially because I didn't sign up for the discount. I was like, why am I so worried about what people are going to think if I ask them to sign up for a discount? Like, they're literally getting a discount. It's actually super easy to cancel the account. It's like, it's a discount. It's great. Why is that so scary? I don't know why. But
it's the same thing with like talking about the products that you love. Like, do you talk about Energize? Like every order now, you guys, I literally say, okay, I'm going to add Energize to your order, or can I add Energize? This is why. Some do tell me, oh no, I'm good. I'm on a strict budget. And a lot of people will actually automatically say, I also want to do that. What is that pre-drink that you're doing? It's because they see me sharing that. And I don't want to put it up every single day. Like, oh, it's my all natural, I don't want to put all the like info on it, because I don't want it to seem like I'm just always trying to like sell it, but I do want every now and then, at least once a week, share the benefits of it and why I'm drinking it. Oh, the social security number. Yeah, so I've had a few, like, but I have to say, like, maybe two. One was my sister-in-law, who was like, turned me down because of the social security. And I personally just always say, oh, don't worry about it. I mean, I understand your concern, but it's only because it's for tax purposes if you start earning an income. And I know you're just signing up for the discount, but Beachbody doesn't know that. So just in case you have like a friend that wants to do it, I would have you sign them up and you would get the commission. But a lot of times those people who are skeptical of the social security number, they're not going to do it. They're not going to sign up. So don't spend your time being like, darn, that was a coach. I thought I was going to have her, this stupid social security thing. It's just silly for them to even think that it's going to affect anything. So like most things, you got to bless and release, unfortunately. All right, girls. Well,
take a
thanks
picture.
Again.
Take a picture or boomerang?
Yeah, I think let's do a picture or whatever you guys want to do. Yeah. So we're probably all going to do. I can't tag everyone. It'll take me too long, and I need to go to bed.
You have to take your own picture, then if you're good at I know this is, I think, our best team call turnout ever. So thanks, guys.
I know.
All right.
Okay. The recording will be up tomorrow. Okay, guys?
Thank you.